Hey everybody, just very quick one today. I'm trying to harvest more of my gherkins, the cucumbers for pickling. I need to do some more fermenting, but I'm trying also to avoid the rain. We are getting quite a lot of it on and off last few days. So it's gonna be a quick video. I'm gonna pick whatever I can find here in my in-ground cucumber growing area and top up most likely from the greenhouse, from my floating shelves. They are producing really well. But first, let's see what I can find in here. It's not much of an access here really. But the cucumber started producing this week, so it's gonna be ongoing harvest for a while now. There's plenty of small cucumbers and flowers still, lots of yellow flowers. I hope you have seen my cucumber pickling video. They turn out to be really tasty. So it's time to do some more pickling. This is a really small area, if you think about it, 1.5 meter by maybe 1.7 meter triangle. But I think it should provide me with enough gherkins for all my pickling needs. I did sow more of the cucumbers in one of the I think it was a garlic bed. An ongoing problem with the mole digging everywhere. But what can you do? Mother Nature gonna do whatever she wants to do. You can only encourage or discourage her. You can't stop Mother Nature. No one should even try. After all this rain, the cucumber is gonna need some of the rinsing done, but I'm getting quite a bit. If you are fermenting your cucumbers, it's best to do it every week, every 2 weeks. Then you have a chance to eat all the best tasting pickles before they get too sour for your taste. So I think little and often is the best option. It's much easier to pick the gherkins in the greenhouse when they are hanging down the floating shelf than here in this jungle. They like to hide under the leaves. And I've noticed some of them are trying to grow in my cocoa de pampol bed, which is not the best idea for them. Okay, I think that's all from this small patch. So that's what we have so far. It's enough for 2 1-liter jars probably. But now let's move to the greenhouse and we'll see what we're gonna get over there. Okay, so here we are in the greenhouse, and as you can see, it's getting more and more crowded. But the cucumbers are doing me proud here in the greenhouse. There's enough here for my daily salads and sandwiches. and plenty enough for pickling as well. And it's way easier to find them on the plant. If you like cucumbers a bit bigger for your sandwiches and stuff, they also grow, what is it, 10-15 centimeter big if you let them, more than that. But I try to pick them when they are smaller. The only important thing to remember when you're growing your cucumbers in pots or containers is constant water. As soon as they start drying out, the fruit itself gonna turn bitter. So you have to keep in mind to keep them moist all the time. And they do like to drink lots of water. If you think about it, it's a huge plant in a small container. Okay, I think that might be it. One last one through here. So that's not bad at all. It's plenty enough for a few more 1 liter jars. I might use a bigger clay container, I'll see. But I prefer the smaller liter jars, so then I can put it in the fridge when I'm happy with the flavor and they stop fermenting. Keep the perfect flavor for longer. But you can really leave them for weeks and weeks, maybe even months if they're in the fridge. They're just gonna get more and more sour in time. So yeah, that was a quick cucumber harvest. Oh, look, there's one hiding here just in front of me. Okay, now I think that's it. So that was a quick harvest of cucumbers. They're all gonna get pickled, fermented. Actually, is there a difference between pickling and fermenting? If one of you know, you can let me know in the comments. But yeah, now I need some horseradish, which is growing just next to my beehive. So I need to wait till the evening when the bees stop flying. Otherwise I need to put the bee suit, which I don't really want to do. But yeah, I have my gherkins, so I'm almost set for more pickling. Actually, while I'm here and the sun is still shining, I can see big clouds coming on the horizon. I can do a second picking of my yellow French beans. The often you pick them, the more you're gonna get. And they are producing quite a bit at the moment. I did enjoy my first picking. They are really tasty beans. I just need to remember to leave a couple of bushes probably over there in a corner for my seed savings. When I was picking my broad bean this year, I completely forgot to leave any for the seed savings. Thanks God I had enough stored from previous year, so I'm not gonna run out of beans. But yeah, it's good to remember to leave some for the seeds if you're saving your seeds. And the beans, I think, from any of the plant really. I think the beans are the easiest plant to save the seeds from. You just let the plant continue and ripen all the way until the plant itself stops growing and die, and just pick the almost dried beans at the end of that process. Looks like our British heatwave disappeared suddenly. We're back to normal British weather now, around 20 to 25 degrees. The rain on and off, which is not bad really for the garden. At least there's no more watering to be done, at least not much. But I did enjoy our heatwave. The beans are still flowering and growing in this weed again. As I was saying, the beans are still flowering and growing, so there's gonna be a picking for quite a bit still. And like with the cucumbers, I planted out more French beans in the main garden to give me a second crop later on in the season. But now, thanks to our lovely British weather, sunny days, not cold, and rain on and off, I think everything gonna grow really, really fast. Touch wood. I like this part of the year when all the harvest is coming and all our hard work is starting to pay off. It does get overwhelming a bit sometimes, especially when you have to go to work and you're running out of time. The harvest is waiting for you to be picked. But that's what it's all about. We grow our food so we can eat nice and healthy food. So no matter what, I need to find some time to pick my produce. If you're growing French beans or any beans really, and you get a glut at the end of the day, too much harvest, you don't know what to do with them, they are perfect for freezing. I just rinse them slightly and chuck it in the freezer without any blanching or anything. They are fine like that. And then you can throw a handful of beans for any other meals you are making later on. So nothing gonna get wasted here. But to be honest, most of them gonna go for my dinner today. Just a bit of steaming or frying in butter and garlic. They are delicious. Let me try to get some access to the middle of the bed. I should have left some gaps here between the coco de pampol and the French beans. It would be easier to harvest. But I was a bit greedy with the space, as always. I'm not growing any climbing beans this year, simply because I ran out of space. So whatever I have here has to be enough for me for a year. I think I'm gonna be alright with this patch and the new patch growing next to the greenhouse. There's only so many beans you can eat fresh, so most of them gonna get frozen later on. And that way I'm gonna have my supply of beans all through the winter, hopefully. I might actually risk it and sow some more of them actually. I'm gonna be having another bed opening. I've noticed the potatoes are ready to harvest. The foliage is dying back on all of them. So that's gonna give me quite a large bed to play with soon, probably next week. But we shall see how the weather and time cooperates. As I said, the more often you pick them, the more they're gonna grow. And being in between the plants also give you a chance to do a quick weeding. Okay, and I think that's all I'm gonna do. All the plants at the end of the bed here gonna stay like that until they are ready for seed saving. So yeah, let me show you how much I got, if I can get out from here. So this is not bad really for the quick cucumber and bean harvest. There's much more to come. I'm most likely gonna be picking bits and pieces every couple of days. But that's middle of summer for you. Harvest season, my favorite time of the year. But yeah, for now, thank you so much for watching, and I should be running before the next storm comes. See you soon in the garden. Bye.